With the murder case of a healthcare CEO in the national spotlight, local law enforcement is highlighting some parts of this case that can have an impact here in Central Ohio, too.
And that includes ghost guns and the importance of community tips. 26-year-old Luigi Mangione was arrested and charged 5 days after the murder of Brian Thompson. A McDonald's employee in Altoona, Pennsylvania, alerted authorities of a suspicious person.
NBC4's crime and safety reporter Anna Hoffman is live in downtown Columbus. Anna, when they arrested him, they also found the suspected murder weapon.
Yeah, they did, Jen, and authorities say that gun and the silencer found on Mangione is what they call a ghost gun. That's because law enforcement has a harder time tracing it back to its owner. I spoke with local law enforcement today who tells me they've collected these ghost guns used in crimes here in Central Ohio. Looking at these three guns from far away, it is hard to say which is manufactured and which are ghost guns, but when you look closer, it becomes obvious.
A privately made firearm clearly has none of those markings. There's no markings on the barrel, there's no markings on the slide.
Daryl McCormick, the special agent in charge of the ATF Columbus Field Division, says in the case of Luigi Mangione, the man charged with the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, his possession of a ghost gun shows a level of planning.
Clearly shows a level of sophistication that's, next level in terms of a criminal mind.
McCormick says these privately made firearms are assembled by a non-licensed manufacturer. He says the lack of serial numbers makes these weapons harder to trace back to an owner.
They're no more dangerous than any other firearm. Our primary concern is any firearm in the hand of criminals.
He says from this year to last year, the ATF has seen a 15% decrease in ghost guns collected in Ohio due to federal regulations set in the Safer Communities Act of 2022. The Columbus Division of Police says year to date, they've collected 32 ghost guns. At this time last year, they had 39.
We still are able to sometimes track how a criminal gets them, but it's much more challenging. We have to do things law enforcement techniques that help us recover the documentation.
Authorities arrested Mangione following a tip from a McDonald's worker in Altoona, Pennsylvania.
We need their help. We only have so many sets of eyes. The public, they're everywhere all the time. They see things when they're out and about, moving around.
U.S. Marshal Michael Black says this case is a prime example of how important help can be.
That could be the difference between us apprehending them and keeping them from committing another violent crime.
Marshal Black says that they take every tip they receive seriously, no matter how small. He tells me that since the Marshal Service started their Warrant Watch partnership with NBC4, the number of tips they're receiving has gone up. Local for you in downtown Columbus, I'm Anna Hoffman, NBC4.